Apple just declared the existence of the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus, and today I want to share my thoughts with you about the camera on the back of it. Or should I say cameras? Inglorious overview of the new iPhones, we have a 12 megapixel sensor, which is the same amount of megapixels as the previous iPhone, and we'll talk more about that in a second. We have the ability to capture raw DNG files, which holy crap. We have better low light performance. We have optical image stabilization. We have this thing called deep trench isolation, which sounds like some sort of metalcore band. We have an f1.8 lens, which should allow in 50% more light. We have two cameras on the 7 Plus, one being a wide angle at 28mm, which is the same focal length as the previous iPhone, and one being a telephoto lens at 56mm. There's also 6 lens elements, which should provide for a sharper photo from edge to edge. Piggybacking on this new dual camera system, Apple has used their wizardry to give us the ability to have optical zoom in a phone. Also digital zoom as well, which like I said, piggybacks on the telephoto lens, which should make for better digital zoom overall. Also, and I quote for extra credit, the Apple development team was asked to create this type of synthetic depth map bokeh thing.
There's one other use of this camera that we challenged our engineering team to do as an extra credit project. It really was. It's something that is incredibly challenging and takes a lot of amazing invention. But what they've been doing is astounding.
So for me, there are 4 things that really stick out about this camera and make me want to throw my wallet at the face of an Apple employee immediately. One being the ability to capture RAW photos. This opens us up to a world of photo editing capabilities that we've never had before on the iPhone. This idea of being able to pull a photo back when it's way too dark into proper exposure and being able to work with the colors and have much more dynamic range is extremely intriguing to me. Also, knowing that if I'm taking a photo of the new jet black iPhone and I tap to expose for the iPhone and it blows the highlights out, I can revive that. Number 2 being the f1.8 lens. In my experience, an f2.8 lens and an f1.8 lens are 2 rather different things, and I believe that the camera will be able to take in much more light and in turn produce much better photos with a 1.8 lens. That's super exciting. Number 3 is the 2 cameras. Now, I wrote in about 6 months ago and requested 3 cameras, one with a wide angle, one with a telephoto, and one with a 1000mm lens, and they didn't take that, but this is the next best thing. The idea of carrying around a phone with a 56mm lens just makes me tingly all over the place. Number 4 is the fantastic choice from Apple to preserve the 12 megapixel sensor. The market wants Apple to put out a 50, 60, 100 megapixel sensor, but the development team over there realizes that 12 megapixels is plenty and that megapixels are not everything. And that revives a lot of my hope in Apple that can waver when some updates don't come out for some time. So that's an overview. The phone looks awesome. I want it as quick as possible. I also want to hear your thoughts, and if there was anything that I did not touch on that is a huge piece of the new phone that attracts you to it, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you out, and I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.